Look, no matter how much I call her, my precious Mittens won't come down. If only I had her favorite treat, fish. Hey there, you have fish. It's Mittens' favorite food. Is that for her? Oh, thank you so much. Mittens, here, Mittens. Skittles. Mittens, oh, good kitty, thank you. Oh, yes, a reward. Here, take this megaphone. Now, this can be used to wake the lad on the mountain, right? Vinny, you just destroyed my soul with that Skittles. I had a bird named that flew away one day. I feel your pain. I had a bird that flew away as well. It was a cockatiel named Fuckhead. And, yeah, just flew away. So whenever I hear Fuckhead, I get sad. Vinny, what was that bird's real name? Bird or Fuckhead? It was, okay, so this bird was found, my cousin found it while driving, and it was just on the side of the road. It was like on the sidewalk. And, it was Bird. It was just there. So my cousin scooped him up, brought him to the house, and just, you know, we adopted Fuckhead for a couple of months. Until the perfect opportunity arose. And then the bird escaped. Just flew out that fucking door, man, with all haste. Which makes me, I mean, obviously the bird escaped from another house. Well, after the bird, Fuckhead, we never had a chance to name the bird because it was so new and I guess there was no thought put into it, but it was the family bird for a couple months and then, you know, from our household it also escaped and then was probably picked up by someone else. Fuckhead had a hard life, going from home to home. Wherever he lay his hat was his home. And then after that, we got another cockatiel to replace that one. The hole in our heart was too big, so we named that one Baby. And she was cool for a couple years, and then she started laying eggs. I've told all these stories before, but she laid eggs forever. Unfertilized eggs. And, you know, the cage was just filling up with shitty eggs, so we would go to throw them out. And then she would just fucking attack us. She would bite and scream and lay more eggs and fucking bite and scream. And it was like, ah! So it's like, you know what? We're just gonna feed this bird and just have it exist and then lay more eggs. But you can't eat cockatiel eggs. I guess you could. If you really fucking wanted to, you weirdo. So we ended up giving the bird to some doctor lad. Someone just said, hopefully not an evil doctor. Vinny, were you a pet hoarder? No, in fact, I only had, a couple pets in my whole life. We had Mr. Snake, who also escaped. I had tree frogs that were unnamed. One of them escaped. Wow, my house must have been really fucking depressing that these animals just escaped all the time. Red the cat, who probably died. If not, the garage cat, yeah, and if not, then it was, like, driven to New Jersey, like Newark or something. Molly was the best pet I had. The doggo, the little white doggo. She never escaped. Vinny, why did you name him Fuckhead? I don't think I did. I don't really remember. I was too young to really remember. But I think it was because the bird was mean. Vinny, dogs are the most wonderful pets, and for the sake of your emotional health, you should never actually own one. For real, because it's absolutely devastating to lose them. I know. Oh, I know. The thing is, they bring you so much joy for so many years. But if you travel a lot, I mean, you really gotta take care of a dog. Or you have to have people help you take care of the dog. And if you travel a lot, it's a tough pet to have. You may as well just get, like, a lizard and throw a bunch of bugs in the cage and then leave for, like, 2 weeks and then the lizard's fine. I'm sure Desert's probably very happy about me saying that. It's like, no, that is not how you take care of lizards! Oh, you! That's an amazing bird you have, may I? I'll name him Fuckhead. Someone said get a fish. You know, Captain Picard had a fish. I think it was an angelfish in his ready room. And the people on the show, including Patrick Stewart, I believe, was like, wait a minute. Why would Picard, like, hold dominion over an animal? It was a lionfish, sorry, lionfish. So people were like, wait a minute, Picard is this amazing, evolved captain, and he's holding a fish captive for show in his ready room? It was Sir Patrick Stewart who protested against the idea of Jean-Luc having a pet fish. Yeah, that about makes sense. Someone in chat just wrote, that is some hippie bullshit. It's the 23rd century. They've outlawed currency. Well, not outlawed, but they don't use it. People work, you know, because they just want to be starship captains and stuff. And the fish is the hippie bullshit? I mean, they won't even make first contact with a race because the Prime Directive states that a race has to evolve spaceflight first. And then Picard's like got this beautiful fish in this small little aquarium in his ready room just so he can show it off to people. Someone said first contact is bullshit. You mean the Prime Directive is bullshit because it allows species to suffer disease, war, famine, and more. We're arguing about the Prime Directive now. In the Orville, they're allowed to make first contact after the civilization starts, sending messages into space. Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, I think I like that one. I kinda have my issues with the Prime Directive, actually. And so do a lot of starship captains. It seems like every starship captain at some point in the Star Trek series has broken the Prime Directive for one reason or another. And then Riker just, like, bangs aliens. But, I kinda understand the point of it. Vinny, since you brought up Riker banging, is teaching aliens new sex positions a violation of the Prime Directive? It is. It's like if you went down to a planet and taught them the Macarena, and then they all started doing the fucking Macarena, then they lose 10 years of progress because they're focused on, like, nonsense. Like, you know, the butterfly effect. And the reason I'm bringing up the Macarena is because Nandor in What We Do in the Shadows said he was gonna take over the planet or something. The country, the United States, but he got busy with the Macarena and he forgot. Or he was gonna get his citizenship. One of those two things. You know, if we're not alone in the universe, then we have not been visited. And they have not broken the Prime Directive, if they have one. They've not interfered with our evolution. But there have been a lot of weird reports over the years about aliems, UFOs showing up at nuclear missile plants, nuclear silos, and disabling the missiles. So the aliems have showed up specifically to disable our missiles, and then they just leave. Maybe we should have been destroyed. Maybe we're on, like, an alternate timeline where an aliem saved us. Like, they went back into the, like, the past after we blew ourselves up, and they're like, ah, we need these humans, they taste really good. We're like their buffalo wings. So they went back in time and went to the nuclear plant that we used to blow ourselves up. Maybe that's why the stupidity of you know, us building... Like, we almost blew ourselves up a lot. There were a couple of incidents. There's one incident where there was some, and I'm gonna butcher this story, but someone thought on radar that the Soviets had sent over all of their missiles, and it was like a bunch of missiles headed towards us, and they were about to launch. Opposite, the Soviets thought that we sent all of our missiles at them. I say we, being, you know, of the United States. And I'm just walking in circles. Unbelievable. But it turned out to be a full moon instead. So we came that close to nuclear annihilation because of a full moon.